So hi, I'm Jessica Bowen, and this is my reflection on what it looks like to teach and learn in an elementary school setting. And I think as my previous experience working in clinicals and working with students who have been taking math, well, for most of my clinicals, I actually worked with English majors. I did a lot of reading. I'm actually a reading endorsement major, but when I have worked with math and I have been in math settings couple times, I learned that math is very diverse. There's multiple ways to learn it. You can do word problems, you can use actual figures, you can use videos. That's something that I definitely learned in my clinicals. Was a really good tool is to use videos to teach math, because kids will learn better with pictures, and they'll learn better just being able to see the numbers gathering. I think that in multiplication and division, I think that for an elementary school setting, that's extremely difficult for them to first learn, because they're not exactly used to that kind of concept yet. They just know simple adding or simple subtraction. So I think teaching in an elementary school setting has to just be, you have to use a lot of different strategies, and then children will be able to learn it more. And you're also going to have to really be able to explain yourself. I also learned as an elementary school major that being able to explain yourself during math problems is extremely important. It's really hard for a student to understand what you're trying to say if you're not really sure how to say it yourself, and you're not really sure what you're explaining. In multiple math classes that I've taken just in college courses, I've always had a really hard time describing why 3 times 3 equals 9. But in general, you're going to need to be able to explain that out, and you're going to have to tell the kids. You can show them examples, videos, you can show them 3 lines, and then 3 more, and then 3 more, see that they all add to 9. But definitely teaching in an elementary school setting is just going to be difficult, and you're going to see a lot of frustration. But that leads me to my second one, which is learning in elementary school setting. So as a teaching major, again, in clinicals, I've seen children struggling when they're learning math concepts. You're going to see, especially in math, you're going to see a lot more frustration. I've worked with kids also in nannying or when I'm babysitting, and it's math especially. You're going to see a lot of frustration when learning it, because a lot of it just doesn't make sense. Because with reading, you just read something simple concept. With math, you really need to understand the full details. So I think definitely for learning math, it's very important for you as a teacher to just be soothing to the kids and have them and just fully get the concept of point across. I've had to explain myself multiple times in different ways. That's how kids also can learn in an elementary school setting for math, is that they have to look at the problems, and they have to see the multiple ways that they can understand it, because with math there's usually more than one way you can do. You can look at picture exactly almost as if you're teaching it first a child. They're going to have to learn the strategy that works best for them, and then they're going to have to decide if that's the strategy that they want to use. But overall, I think learning in a classroom environment, I think as an elementary school education major, I've seen a lot of different standpoints with math, and I think most of all, if you're teaching math and if you're learning math in an elementary school setting, you need to use different strategies, and you definitely need to just help the children relax, because I know that math is a rocky subject for some students, and some students just thrive better in English, but some students are definitely better at math. And you will see that through all the diverse children in the settings, is that all children have different mindsets, and all children learn differently. That's one more thing I also want to say, is that in elementary especially, a lot of students are on different pages, almost 3 to 4 to 5 sections of students are just different at different pages in math especially. So I always like to make sure that you're catering to every student and not just one student, because every student is at a different learning point, and it's just very important to focus on that.